I've already cut six strips in the 4 colors that I need. The blue, the purple, the gold, and the cream. Now this is the block we're actually going to make. We're going to make 30 of them and turn them in different directions to make this quilt top. But right now, all we're thinking about is this block right here, 4 strips sewn together. We're going to do it over and over till we get 30 of them. But only think of this one block and don't get overwhelmed. Now we have 6 strips cut of each one of these colors. And you'll notice in the block behind me, it's blue, and then the purple, and then the gold and the cream. But I'm going to put the 2 together each time that I want to sew together. So I'm going to sew each blue to the purple. So I will do the same thing 6 times until I have all 6 of these sewn together. We're going to start sewing with the blue and the purple. I have put them right sides together, even up the top, and even up the right side. I'm going to put them under my presser foot where I have already arranged to have it come out with a 1/4 inch seam. Now, if you don't have a 1/4 inch seam at the end, we're going to discuss how to make your block square anyway. But our goal is to try to work on our 1/4 inch seam, actually scant 1/4 inch seam each time until we get it right. When we sew these 2.5 inch strips together, they should come out to be 4.5 inches if our seam is correct. So I'm going to start sewing, and I'll be sewing for a while. Keep your edges together as you sew. Make sure it's going under the edge of the presser foot. Make sure that part stays the same. You want to keep an eye on the presser foot, not the material so much. That's why I stop and arrange it and then start back. Your seam width is the important thing. And I'm going to continue until I get all of these strips sewn together. I have just finished sewing the purple to the blue. So it is done. I'm going to set it over to the side. Now I have the gold and the cream color. I'm going to get them even at the top and even on the right. I'm going to put them under my presser foot where this edge of the material lines up with this edge of the presser foot. When you start out, hold the strings that are coming up from your bobbin and your sewing machine. Don't pull on them, but give them just enough pressure that they will not get sucked down into the machine. As you sew, make sure the 2 layers are even together right here and that they stay even with the right side of the presser foot. At this point, speed is not the important thing. It is technique. You will gain speed as you go. Now I'm going to do these 2, and then I will show you how to sew the 2 sets together. Now we have our purple and our blue strip together, and we have our gold and our cream strip together. We're going to iron each one toward the dark material. And this pattern is really good because you don't have to line up too many seams. I'm going to use my steam iron, and I'm ironing. I'm not pressing. I'm ironing. I don't have any biased edges to worry about. I'm going to set the seam, and then I'm going to put the iron inside. Just bump it against that seam to open it up. You don't want to press too hard on it, but you just want to open it up. I kind of use my fingers here as a lead and get it going in the right direction. You want to make sure and iron it on the outside, on the good side, to make sure you don't iron any little pockets in there. So there's the purple and blue. Now of the gold and the cream, the gold is the dark color. It's darker than the cream, so we're going to go toward the gold. You go down and set the seam. And this is just a regular steam iron. And then we're going to open it up and iron it open toward the dark. Always remember when you're ironing whatever color is on the top, that's the direction your seam is going to wind up going. So whichever side you want the seam to go toward, put that on the top. Now I'm going to sew this strip to this strip next, and then we'll get to do some cutting. Now, we're ready to sew the blue and purple strips to the gold and cream strips. There are two ways to do this. You can do it this way, or you can flip one of them this way. But you have a ragged edge on this one. This one down here is the ragged edge. You want your ragged edges to stay on the same end so you get the most usage of your fabric. So you want to take your blue and purple, and the purple goes next to the gold on the pattern behind me. And make sure all of these edges that are even are at the same end. Then we're going to flip the gold on top of the purple, line them up, put them under the presser foot to the edge of the presser foot, pull our strings back here just enough. I just put my finger on top of them so they can't jerk down into the machine. And then we're going to sew these together.